October is officially here, and you know what that means? It means NaNoWriMo planning season is here! NaNoWriMo has gotten a lot of extra buzz over the years. It's fun! A lot of people around the world are doing it. But it means that there's not a break. It used to be November was NaNoWriMo, and that was it. And then there were Camp NaNoWriMos, so that was 3 times a year. Now people start planning their November novel in September, and I was just like, that's too much work. But much like kind, respectable people wait to put up their Halloween decorations. Oh, you can't even see that in the, it says Halloween. Well, no one can see it on my door either, so whatever. But as much as kind, respectable people wait until the 1st of October to put up their decorations and start wearing their cute Halloween socks and earrings, I have also waited until October to begin my Preptober. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is my NaNoWriMo novel. I want to talk to you about the idea that I'm planning on writing this year, and we're going into some of the brainstorming for it. I think I'm going to do a little bit more brainstorming and prep as we go further into the month, but this is just the fun, hey, I've got this cool idea, hey, let's get prepped for NaNoWriMo portion of our programming. Okay, here we go. So I had this concept float around my head just not that long ago, and the premise that I have in mind is DN Angel meets Swan Lake. So if anyone's ever read DN Angel, it is a manga that I really loved. They got kind of a mediocre anime, as they do. And hopefully they'll remake it. It's just a really stylized, like a very beautiful stylized art form. I will try and insert a few pictures here just so you can see kind of, I really enjoyed her art. And the story was very complicated, and I was like #1 obsessed fan with that series. I was over the moon obsessed with it because the premise is that there's this master thief called Dark, and he sort of, it's not like a reincarnation, it's sort of more of a possession. He possesses the boys in a certain family line. So our protagonist is the next in line to be possessed by Dark. Basically, like, it boils down to that. Once he reaches a certain age, then Dark will take him over, and Dark is an art thief. So now he's gonna start thieving some art. Thieving some art. And obviously, there are people trying to stop him. There's a lot of magic involved. Turns out Dark would, I won't go into it too much. Anyway, lots of like feathers and angel symbolism, as well as some romance, some hijinks because they're all kids, you know, all the fun stuff that you could get out of a manga. This is like, I don't even know who it would be for. I was gonna say a little bit of like, if you like card captors, you're probably like this. That kind of thing. Like, there's a lot of drama, a lot of angst. It's so good. It was such a good series. And then it just kind of fizzled out, and I think it just stopped being made, so there wasn't really a conclusion to it. So it's just always been on my mind. One of these days I'm gonna have my manga collection all together in one place, and I'm just gonna do a manga thing because I had so much manga. All my money went towards manga when I was in high school, so I have so much of it, and it all stayed at my parents' house because it's like way too much to be moving around places with me. So at some point I will move into our own house. We're in a condo right now. We're not in like our permanent location for life. But once my husband and I move into like a house, someday I will do a manga haul, and you will see what high school me built up over the years, because I have not bought any manga since maybe college, but there's a lot of it for one child to have been purchasing. This is back when like Bookman's was going out. It was Bookman's, right? Whatever that one that went out. Borders. When Borders died, I bought so much. Anyway, back on track. So, but you know the concept of Swan Princess, where like when the moonlight hits the lake, then she turns into a princess again, but she's stuck as a swan. Okay, so here's my idea. Back on track. This thief back in the day, an art thief, we'll say it was an art thief. An art thief's a good thing, because then it's not more DN Angel-y. But anyway, so there was a witch who was a famous painter, but he didn't know she was a witch. But she had all of the famous paintings in the galleries, and he was trying to steal her work. This is where I'm going with this. So one day she catches him and she curses him with painting him into a painting. And so then he's gonna be stuck in that painting. It's gotta be something romantic. It's gotta be something like until he experiences true love, or something like that, like true love's kiss, or something like that is gonna break the spell. I'll have to think more on it. I have made some notes. Let me refer to my trusty journal. I've been using this one for 2 years and I've barely written in it. I really need to be journaling a lot more. I was doing so good for a while and now we're like stuck with the same purple one for a long time. The premise of this curse is that, and I might have to tweak this a little bit, but any full moon he is free to leave the painting. But only if nobody is watching it, I think, and only if the painting can see the moon, maybe. I don't know how complicated I'm gonna make it, because I could make it like really specific and he's only come out like a few times in his life, or I could just say every full moon, kid gets to come out of the painting. Not kid, like young adult. Ooh, we'll make it like going off to college age. He'll be 18 or 17. 17? Oh, okay, we could do that. We could work with it. We'll be somewhere in that age, so it's like just on the cusp in the young adult, like romancy. It's gonna be a romance. It's gonna be a romance. I'm writing a romance. Anyway, so he's trapped in this painting and he can only escape for so long, but he has to, if he leaves the painting, he must return to the painting before the moon sets in the sky, or else he's going to be killed. He'll just die. He'll die if he's not back in the painting, but if he is back in the painting, then he can escape it again at the next full moon. So, you know, he has to come out every so often. That's not a bad curse, honestly, for someone who's been stealing a whole bunch of paintings and, I don't know, maybe committed a murder. We'll see what I decide to throw in. No, it's gonna be a cute romance, so there's not gonna be a murder. Okay, so, cursed by this witch. Anyway, years and years go by. He hasn't figured out how to break himself free, but he's also doesn't want to die. So he keeps going back to the painting every time. It hangs in the same gallery for a very long time. And then at some point the gallery is closing, kind of modern day, the gallery is finally being closed down and they're auctioning off the paintings, and a very wildly rich, I'm thinking like crazy rich Asians, like the family's gonna be like from Singapore or something, like it's gonna be very crazy rich Asians. They're that kind of rich. Buys the painting. I don't know what the painting's gonna be of though. Like, I'm gonna need some comments down below, like helping me brainstorm on this if any of this like sparks some ideas for you. I don't know what the painting's gonna be of. Is it gonna be of him? And if so, is it gonna be like his face, like a bust? Or is it gonna be like he's back on the hill somewhere and it's a landscape, like he's trapped in this world? Or I think it'd be better if we can't see his face. I think if it's of him, he's like turned away or something. Or like running, or it's like of him stealing or something like that, like of him looking at a different painting. This could be very paintingception. So something like that. I have to come up with like what the painting is. But anyway, so they decide to hang it in their youngest's bedroom. And their youngest is a boy of 17 years old. Yes, yes. I don't know if the painting boy, if the painting thief is going to be able to like watch all the time what's happening, or if he can only watch during the full moon. I feel like we're gonna need to do it from his perspective and then have him be able to watch all the time out of the painting. Does that sound good? Maybe. Okay, so he can always see what's going on. So we'll just like have him be the narrator. He'll just be first person and he'll just like be watching everything. Anyway, so he's gonna develop a crush on the boy whose room he's in, which could get a little shady. It's a very rich room. Like he might be on the only part of it and it's like a ridiculously large, like the bathroom is not gonna be in view, that kind of thing. Like I'm gonna keep it a little bit PG-13, we'll say. But anyway, so the painting boy is falling in love, you know. That's how it's gonna be. The painting boy's gonna fall in love with the boy whose room his painting is hanging in. That's my part. That's the point of the book. But anyway, so the full moon comes around, he escapes at night, and he'll probably do it once, just kind of like look around, get to know the place, and then the second one, he leaves, and when he comes back, the sister is also sneaking back in at the same time, and she's gonna be cool. he's gonna explain to her what's going on, and she's gonna be like, well, you're sneaking into the wrong bedroom, and like she's gonna be the one who helps him from here on out. So sister, awesome, cool, but also girl, you need to not be sneaking out of the house at night. But anyway, so it's gonna be fun. She'll probably be either same age or like a year older, probably something like that. Anyway, cool sister and painting boy now are gonna be like allies. So the next full moon, he goes straight to her and they're broing out. But so at some point I'm gonna have to do the actual meeting where for the first time the painting boy gets to actually interact with the boy whose room he's hanging in. Yeah, I kind of planned from there. I planned it, I don't know like how long to space it, like should this be over the course of a year, because then each full moon we kind of get more and more, and then they finally, this is what I want, this is what I'm picturing in my head, they have like a full moon date for the first time in the Christmassy season, and so it's like snowing and there are lights all over, like that kind of thing. So that'd be really cute. But I also want there to be some tension with the boy, like, you know, his parents don't approve of him being gay or something like that, and so like he's going off to college. It's imperative that he's going off to college because they're going to have to like long distance interact and then cause the conflict, because the boy's gonna have to decide, the painting boy's gonna have to decide at some point if it's like worth it to risk maybe not making it back in time in order to see this boy. That's gonna be where we break the spell. At some point he's gonna like risk his own life because he could die if the moon sets before he makes it. Yep. Anyway, what do you think? Is this ridiculous? This is the kind, I'm trying to write the kind of book that high school me would have just adored. That like high school me needed in her life. Like more of that like cutesy romance, like really sweet, but also like magic and thieves and paintings and danger. And what do you think? I need to flesh this out. I have a, that's what I'm looking down at, is I have kind of like a play-by-play like in order. I don't know how quickly I need to get into, like, should I start it at the beginning? So we start with the witch, which should she be tied to the family? Should be her curse and now it's like her great grandson or something? Because it could be. We could do that. That would be very fun. That'd be very fairy tale, right? Or I could just start from the gallery closing, or I could start from like the bedroom and then think back. I do think that the painting boy, because he has to be stationary and stuck in this painting, he's gonna have to be the narrator, I think. There's no real getting around a first person point of view with this story that I see. Because if we do third person, I feel like we're not gonna get to know him at all. We'd have to like, that wouldn't work. I feel like it needs to be from his perspective. I think that's the important part. Is that too infrequent? Should it be like every time the moon rises? So then it's only like new moons that he doesn't get to come out? But I feel like that's too frequent. Like he's been in that painting for definitely at least the length of the time a gallery was open, which could be hundreds of years, honestly, depending on where we're setting this. Maybe like Europe. Again, going back to Crazy Rich Asians. This is like, okay, it's like Dean Angel meets Swan Lake meets Crazy Rich Asians now. It's like the culmination in my head. Oh man. Yep. This is where we at. This is where we at. And I'll try and figure out a little bit more about what I want like all the beats to be. Maybe I'll try doing like a planning method. Like I know Save the Cat is really popular right now, so maybe I'll try like lining it out with the Save the Cat beats or something like that and just see. Maybe that'll be my next one. But thoughts on my whole plan so far? Like, what do you think? What would be some good options? Like, I'm pretty open to ideas right now because this idea is just like fresh and fun in my head. This is for me. This is a book for me. But I'd love to know what you think. So let me know. Let me know what you're planning on writing for NaNoWriMo. Like, it's time. We can start talking about it. Also, happy October. And yeah, talk to you again soon. Bye!